Welcome. It's 5:55. It's 5:55. Now, let me tell you, welcome to whoever got on. If you weren't able to get on, then I will share this so that you can see it before the new year comes in tonight. But I wanted to come on for the last wellness growth reading for the year for 2022. We are saying goodbye to 2022. And it has been a year. I mean, we've been through a lot this year, just collectively. And I know individually, everybody has gone through quite a few things. But there's a reason why. Hold on, I'll be right back. I lost my card. I'll pick it up. 5:55. I chose 5:55 for a reason, the time for us to do this. There it is. Because the number, as soon as I get it up, I'm going to share it with you. So I chose 5:55 because the number 5:55 is significant change is imminent. And there is significant change that's going to happen in this last little couple hours here of this year into your new year. The number 555 also represents transition, freedom, and adventure. 2023 is going to be an adventure because it's the year of harvest. And for anyone who has gone through some things and you've sowed some seeds and you've been sitting here wondering where is my harvest for those seeds I've sown. Some people have sown seeds of tears. You may have sown seeds in service, in money, in a lot of different ways, but you're wondering when is that harvest coming from all the stuff that I've sowed over the years. And it's here. If you are in tune with spirit, then you know that it is here. And I am so excited, Coach Athena, to be here and help you usher in this new season. And hopefully it's going to be a year of growth for you. Okay? So I'm not even going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I'm going to pull for you, and this is going to be a fresh pull. I haven't even pulled this yet. So this is going to be just whatever God says. Okay? And this is your closing out this year and ushering in 2023. Your wellness growth reading for that. Okay? So while I'm pulling the cards, though, I want to share some stuff with you because, the last live I did, I had this dream, and it was about the journey, because your journey is going to be interesting. So you have to pay attention to your journey, because there are going to be things that are going to pop up, and you may decide, oh, I'm not going to pay attention to this or that, but you have to look at everything, and you have to keep going. That was the key thing about my journey, was that you have to keep going. You have to keep going, regardless of who comes in your path, what kind of distraction. You have to keep going. You got to stay focused. Stay focused. Okay? So that you don't miss anything in the journey. So your wellness growth reading, your growth reading for the last day of the year. Got one. I'm going to shuffle all your cards. Ready? Hija of air. This is what we got. The Hija of air. Oh, it's a pretty picture. And this is coming from our Herb Crafters Tarot. Let me show you the book, the Herb Crafters Tarot. The Hija of air. In this deck, Hija represents daughters. In the traditional tarot, it represents, I'm going to tell you in just a second, since I look it up. Pages. Okay, so the Hija represents the page in traditional tarot, which, like I said, in this tarot is daughters. Okay, and air, of course, is our element of is swords in traditional tarot. So this would be the page of swords in traditional tarot. And air is learning. We're going to learn something new, right? Okay, so you got to be in that energy of learning in order for us to move forward, because you're going to be presented with a lot of new things this coming year. So be open to learning new things, okay? And so let's share this. Let me share this with you. The herb associated, let me show you the picture again. The herb associated with it is catnip. And in the picture, while you can look at the picture while I read the definition, the sky is clear and blue on a bright spring day. Sage, lemon, balm, catnip, and California poppy fill a small garden. A cat slumbers, barely noticeable in the catnip. The soft, pungent herb curves around the cat's head like a wild green mane. A girl plucks a sprig of catnip in her right hand and gleefully reaches toward the sleeping animal. So she's harvesting some catnip as in this picture. Okay. And you can look these herbs up as well to find out other qualities that you can, things you can do with these herbs. I always share some crafting things that you can do with them. So return to beginner's mind. New beginnings. First thought is the best thought. Your first thought is the best thought. Excuse me. The Hija of air invites everything to be her teacher. She observes the cat and playfully follows her into the catnip. Like this herb that grows wild through the garden, she lets the world around her inform the direction she takes. Isn't that interesting? So the world around her, which means paying attention to your environment. And I do mean more in nature, in spirit, and in things that are moving, how things are moving. When you're paying attention, you're not going to miss things. Like I told you about that journey and that dream I had. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you. It's going to tell you which way to go. She approaches learning with the innocence of a child. Innocence of a child. I don't know, I just want, but I want to know. That's your innocence of a child. I don't know, but I want to know. I'm not afraid. Children are not afraid to learn. They're not afraid to ask questions. She may revisit a well-known subject with the curiosity of a beginner. Approach the new opportunities for 2023 as though you've never seen them before. Like you're at the beginning, okay? With a fresh mindset and spirit of discovery and openness. Just as catnip settles emotions with this refreshing medicine, she sets her feelings aside and communicates her observations and questions clearly. So there's a couple things in that. She sets her feelings aside. So catnip can help you balance emotions. I shared a clip just yesterday from T.D. Jakes about We can't be led by the emotions, because the emotions, we know the emotions are fickle. And you can't be led by the emotions. You got to be led by the mind, the learning, the knowing what you know. And God has already told you what you know, and you know what you're supposed to be going after. So you got to get your emotions out of the picture. Catnip is a good herb to use for that. Set your feelings aside and communicate your observations clearly. Speak up this year. Don't be quiet, because this is your chance, and a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you have to get out of the emotions and observe, have those spiritual eyes open so you can see, accept, and agree. And then question clearly. If you're not sure, you should be right back to God. Lord, is this where I'm going? Is this what you want me to do? Okay? Clear paths this year. So, how do we use catnip in your healing process? Try something new. You can grow catnip in a window pot or a garden in house, okay? You can also make a tea with catnip. Perform a tea ritual with catnip before meditation to return to the beginner's mind, okay? So you could go to a natural healing store or to like Whole Foods, anywhere you can get herbs, and get some catnip. You may find some catnip tea in an international market. You won't have to make it yourself. But that's a good thing to put in your routine for 2023. Catnip tea, that's going to help you balance those emotions and get out of your feelings, because the feelings are not going to serve you this year in this next journey. You're going to have to be in your mind, in your spirit, and what you know, because I know that I know that I know. Okay? So that's your growth reading. Like I said, I'll share the card one more time. And it is Hija of air. Air is the energy of learning, which corresponds to the Page of Swords in traditional tarot. That's your growth reading. So now your bridge. Your bridge is your healing. How are we going to heal? How are we going to get through? You have to know how we're getting over. Gotta have your bridge, okay? I've already shuffled the cards for this. Your bridge is a Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Cups is the energy of nourishing water. Water. Water, nourishing water. Water cleanses. Water purifies. Six of Cups. I'm going to read what it says on here for you, but I have something else too. Concentrate on pleasant, happy memories of good times to comfort you in times of trouble. Don't think there's no trouble coming. Because, anytime you have a mission, anytime you're moving on purpose, you always have obstacles. Don't expect not to have obstacles. So you're going to concentrate on pleasant, happy memories to get through those difficult moments. You're not going to go into those anxiety thoughts, okay? And remember that the good times, and let go of the bad. Let it go. We're going to leave that in 2022. Leave the bad in 2022. That's your bridge. That's how you're going to get over. You're going to leave the bad in 2022, and you're going to bridge on over to 2023 with happy thoughts, clear thoughts. New stuff is coming. Okay? Someone or something from the past brings you happiness. Also want to just put a note in here. You take only what resonates with you. This is a general reading. Take only what resonates with you personally. Okay, and then emotional relief and healing from grief or loss. That's major. Because the healing from the grief or loss is going to allow you to balance those emotions. Okay, and then you'll be able to do what is being instructed with that page of swords, that Hija of air, and be able to disregard those feelings. Okay, and communicate your observations and question clearly. Understand the process to get there. Okay? Got to get out of those feelings. You got to get out of your feelings. And I know it's hard because I've been through that too. And one of the things that's important, like when I shared that clip about, like I told you, T.D. Jakes, they was talking about me. I was in my feelings so much. I was that person that said, oh, I don't have time for this. I can't handle this right now. Because I was operating from my feelings. But once I went through my healing process, and for me, it was a little more involved because of the PTSD, I was able to get the emotions under control. And those same things that were triggering me emotionally, I'm able now, thank you, Lord, to look at them and like, not today. Not today. Because why? Because I'm on a mission. I have a clear path, and God has told me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And it does not include me sitting up here in my feelings over something that's not even related to what He has me doing. Okay? So get out of your feelings. That's the lesson that I got and the lesson that God has me to share with you today. Get out of your feelings. So the Six of Cups, your life lesson and life wisdom. The Six of Cups represents harmony on an emotional plane. We're going to get these feelings under check. Your life lesson, of course, is always your imbalance or dis-ease. This is when you know you're off, you're not balanced. You may see these things going on in your life. Life wisdom is your balanced energy and your healing. If you're in this area, you know, okay, I've reached a good balance, or it's something you're striving to get to. So take only what resonates with you. So for the Six of Cups, your life lesson, clinging to old ideas, unwilling to change. You don't want to let some things go. It's what I know. I'm used to this. But is it still serving you? And is it going to serve you on this new journey in 2023? That's the big question for you. Okay? Unable to remember the past accurately because of emotional pain. Now, that's a big one. And that one I can relate to because of PTSD. If anybody struggles with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, if you've experienced any kind of trauma in your life, that can make it difficult for you to do just what this said. But yeah, unable to remember the past accurately because your memories are going to be shrouded around the trauma. And some things can get distorted, and then you'll come back and when it comes back up, you'll look at it, you might be trying to place something that is not exactly accurate into this box, and it don't work because of that trauma, okay? Be aware of that if that is you, if that resonates with you. Okay, your life wisdom, and these are things that show balance, energy, healing. If you have any of these going on, then you're in a good place. If not, these are things you're striving to get to, okay? Seeing value in the past. And there is value in the past because everything we've gone through up to this point has made you who you are. Everything I've gone through for this point, every trauma, Every celebration, every good thing has made me who I am, has made me the life calling coach. If I took anything out of it, I would not be fully equipped for this journey, good or bad. Okay? So you have to see value in the past, not see the pain in the past, see the value in the past. Making peace with the past in a realistic way. And how do you do that in a realistic way? That you should be able, at a point where you're balanced emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and you can really look at it objectively. And when you can do that, and that's doing that in a realistic way, then you can really see the value of your past. You can see the things that made you grow. I'm like, oh, I really grew from this. Oh, and let me share something with you about that. Because yesterday I went through my YouTube channel and I was editing some videos and descriptions, and I came across a video, and please go check it out. It's on my channel, and it's the title of it's called Now. And that video was done like 20 something years ago. I don't even know the date. That's how long ago it was, okay? But it was my first time preaching. Now, let me give you a little background. At that time, I was not even fully in minister training. I had just started and really accepted my call to preach. I was under a wonderful pastor, and she gave me the opportunity one day, just come on, you want to speak. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to say no. God says come forth. I'm not going to say no. But a girl was nervous, talking about scared. And that has always been one of my biggest fears, of speaking in front of people. And the fact that I'm doing this so freely now, you watch that video, you'll see the difference, okay? And I was able to see the value in that, because what I saw in that video was a different woman, okay? And night and day, okay? Not even just talking about physically, but everything. So I was able to see my growth, and I see the value in my past. I see that if I had not gone through some of those things that I did, I wouldn't be who I am now. And I saw it in that video by being able to have a glimpse of where I was, okay? So if you get a chance to check it out, please do so. But also, you need to be able to see the value in your past, okay? Now, actions to help you move forward in this healing process, in this bridge moment. What can you do? One of the first things. People with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, often get this card. Okay, I've been talking about it all the time, right? Revisit the memories of childhood or a traumatic incident to see how events shaped your personality and emotional outlook. That's important, because you may realize that some of these emotions you're carrying, even some of your reactions, are not even based on anything real right now, but they may be based on those emotions or what happened in that previous traumatic incident. Okay? If you had a serious trauma or abuse, a therapist is strongly indicated, and the Life Calling Coach agrees with that. Because without a therapist, for me, I wouldn't have been able to get on this side where I'm not walking in all those feelings anymore. You should never do this painful but necessary work alone, and I do recommend that, because you don't know how you're going to respond when those feelings come up, and it can be very overwhelming. PTSD is a dangerous disorder because you don't know how you're going to respond. It's unpredictable. So having some guidance from a professional is highly recommended. Okay? Another thing you can do, past life readings or hypnosis. Now, I've never done hypnosis, but you can find some spiritual healers that do past life readings. I did work with a healer who actually helped me kind of tap into my ancestors, specifically my grandmother, because I needed some things from her. And that was very helpful for me in my process. If you are open to that, then definitely you can research that more. But welcome new ideas and self-expressive activities to help you heal old emotional wounds. You have to get it out. You got to be able to express it, to say it. Sometimes, if it was something very traumatic, it's going to be difficult for you to talk about. One of the things that I do a lot, I color. That's a good way to kind of calm the mind. But you can journal. You know, I always tell you to journal, and I'm going to give you some journal prompts. That's an expressive way to get these things out without having to, verbalize it all the time or having a third party involved for that initial part. Be kind to the wounded child who lives inside you, because she needs little kisses. He needs a hug, and sometimes we forget about that little child that's in us, and they're still there. They're still there. But we don't often give the love and nourishment that little child needs. When's the last time you played a video game? When's the last time you did something fun just because? That's that little child in you. It's still there. So nurture her or him, excuse me. Now, physical symptoms surfacing now may have roots in your past. If you have certain physical ailments going on, stomach issues, your back, certain pains, headaches, they may be linked to things, emotional triggers in your past. Make sure that your doctor has all your old records. Concentrate on any memories that give you a sense of safety. And that's important for PTSD. It's about feeling safe. Study mythology and old religions. You'd be surprised what you can find in those. When I did my study of religion, it opened me to so much. That's why I'm a life calling coach now. That's why I do spiritual. I'm a spiritual coach, because I learned so much just by opening myself up to other things and learning more. Your healing will be in rediscovering your past and finding value in it. And that is it. Rediscovering your past and finding value in it, and then leaving it there. We're not going to revisit and redo all the trauma. No, that's not what this process is about. Okay? You're not reliving that. So I have some journal prompts for you. I encourage you, if you have time, to do these journal prompts tonight before the new year comes in. Let this be your record of fresh start for 2023. Your first prompt: what do I need to do to heal a painful past? What do I need to do to heal a painful past? Your second journal prompt: what memories give me comfort and safety? I'm going to share one with you, because I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, but all of my childhood was not traumatic. So one of the memories that gives me a lot of comfort and makes me feel safe are those times where we had our family times. We used to go to the beach all the time. And I hear a song, Easy by the Commodores. Oh, that's it. That puts me right in the space where I feel the comfort and the safety. And so find your moment like that. And I want you to write about it in your journal when you do this journal prompt. And that's what you're going to hold on to for 2023. Remember it said define a thought? That's what you're going to hold on to. That's what you're going to hold on to keep you in that space. Okay? And your last journal prompt: What new activities will help me move forward? Because remember, this is all about going forward, not going backwards, not turning around and looking backwards, looking ahead. Okay, what new activities will help me move forward? And if you need some help with identifying those activities, that's a good time for you to get into meditation, some quietness, some prayer, and start and ask God that question and ask God to reveal to you those things that you need to know. It's going to help you do that. Okay? I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is your bridge for this reading. How are you going to get over? You're going to find value in your past. Okay? You're not going to sit there and go over all the bad stuff and woe is me. Okay? And you know, the love card, there's always a little love in this. Always a little love in this. Because God is love. That's why I always like to put a love card in here, because you need love. You need love to stay in a good space. You need love to be positive. Ooh, that is the key. Bell no. Okay, the Lord speaking to me. Oh, look what he gave you. Ah, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Faith. Faith and guardian angels. Faith. And it's beautiful. Look at the angels in that picture. Faith. That's what you need. Faith. Where did that book go? Faith of a mustard seed. Faith. That's your love card. So faith, we know what faith is. Having faith when we don't see it happening. When we can't see it happening with our natural eye, we still believe in our heart and spirit. And we know in our mind it's going to happen. And how do you know? Because God said so. He confirmed it. Showed it to you. He showed you the path. So you know it's going to happen. You got to get out of the feelings talking about, oh, I'm scared. Yeah, you're going to be scared. But we're not going by the scared. We're not going by the emotions. You're going by what you know. And what you know, what God said, is yours. So this image celebrates the divine protection that is there for each and every one of us. It calls us to know and believe without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. That the Creator is always with us, no matter what. That's faith. So be still. Be still. And connect with your guardian angel. And you have one. You have one. We all have one. But if you haven't acknowledged their presence, then you don't know who they are. Okay? But you have one. Focus on establishing that connection. Dispel your doubts. All disbelief has to go out the window. You got to know that you know that you know. Affirm your belief and you will know. Affirm your belief and you will know. He's put it right in front of you. And you're sitting there looking at it like, I can't even believe this is happening. You're in doubt. You're still, no, I can't believe this is happening. Yes. You're going to be a mama. Yes. You're going to have your own business. Yes. You're going to be a millionaire. Yes. You may even be a healer. Dispel the doubt. You know because you know. Nothing is an accident right now. Whatever you're birthing for 2023 is not an accident. It's purposeful. So dispel your doubts, affirm your belief, and you will know. Dialogue will open up, and there will always be a constant connection between you and divine, you and God, you and the angel. The angel becomes your bridge between you and God. Okay? That's how God can touch all of us. He has angels that disperse. Heaven is waiting for you to take the first step. That's all. Just take the step. Don't worry about what's going to happen when you take the step. Just take the step. Just do it. Don't worry about how you're going to pay for it. Just take the step. Just do it. Take the step. So your special message for your love card, Faith. You are being inspired to ask for help when you need it. Why? Because I'm going to share my dream again, and that dream that I was in. And the road that I was on, that what laid ahead of me was I was trying to beat a storm to get back to my car. I'm going to reiterate the dream, okay? So the road ahead of me was filling up with water real fast, and I had to walk to get to my car. And I was walking across, I don't know if it was a bridge or it was just a little very low road, but it was on the water. You could see the water just going across the road, and I had to walk through that. So you have to know when you need help and when you don't. So at that moment, when I'm looking at this road, I was like, okay, Lord, you're going to help me get through this, because I couldn't go back. There was no way to go back. That's why this is important, that you have to ask for help when you need it, because you can't go back. So I had to just take a moment. It's like, Lord, help me get through this. And the way I did it, I couldn't look at the storm. I had to put my eyes down, and I had to keep moving. And I had to trust, faith, and know that as I kept walking, God had me. So that's what you have to do. Don't feel like you have to do everything for everybody. It's not about everybody right now. It's about what God wants you to do. Purpose. Honor yourself first. Self-care. That's what these growth readings are all about. It's about you honoring yourself first. Caring for you first. So you can be really ready, fulfilled, empowered to do what it is that God has before you. And you can't give that energy to other people, because if you give it to other people, you don't have it for yourself. So you got to be very selective about who you're giving energy to. Don't feel like you have to do everything for everybody. You can be generous with others without letting yourself be taken advantage of. You are of no help to anyone unless you take care of yourself first. And that's the mandate for you. That's your love card. That's the mandate under faith. How's faith going to work for you with your guardian angels? You got to take care of yourself first. You got to get out of that external eye of looking at other people and what other people need, and look at what you need first. You give out of your abundance, not out of what you have left. You give, you make sure you got what you need for self first, and then you give out of what's your abundance. When you're overflowing, yeah, you can give. If you're not overflowing, you should not be extending, because you need all your energy for self. Okay? That's your love card. That's your love card. I love the energy of this, because I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about 2023. Because as you can see, I'm working on a lot of new stuff. And I've been working on the YouTube channel and the readings and the course. So I'm excited. I'm just excited. And it's taken a long time for me to get here. Long time. So to be here and to be able to really do this, to give this to you, this is part of my ministry. And I'm so thankful I'm finally here and I'm able to do this. And if it helps one person, I've done my job. And I've done it great. And I've done it with grace. And I'm ecstatic about it because I don't look for like millions of people, millions of followers. No, God said if you help one person, then that was the purpose of it. And that's my purpose. Woo! Okay, so now, your growth solution. This is your end game, okay? This is what it's all for. This is what it's all about. The divine fruit. You know, I always tell you guys, I love these cards because I love the light. The light. God is the light. That is, that's what we look for, that light. You look for the light in others. If you pay attention to the spiritual makeup of others and you can see their light or not see their light, don't discard it. The divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect, excuse me. Oh, bless me, thank you. My intellect is light. My heart is warmth. And my soul is strength. Now, what just happened right there? I strengthen my foundations. What are your foundations? Mind, body, spirit. The soul is the seat of man, which is influenced by the spirit and the intellect. So the intellect is your light. What I know, remember we said we're getting out of these emotions, the intellect is your light. What I know. My heart is my warmth. What is your heart? Your heart is the spirit. That's your spirit. That's what God speaks to you. Okay? And my soul, it says, is strength. And this one, your soul is your strength because your soul is the seat of, like I said, the seat of man. But if your soul is being influenced by wrong things or incorrect things, guess what happens to your foundation? The body is another part of this, okay? It's the mind, body, and spirit. Your body, your physical body, you have to take care of your physical body. Your spirit and mind also affect the physical body. So if you're not emotionally well, you may have things going on with the body as well. So you have to strengthen all foundations, okay? I am nurtured by the divine sun. Go outside and get some sun. I know it's cold outside. I try to step out there at least once, twice, if I'm not going out to do something, just to feel the sun on my skin. The sun is nourishing. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light, as it should. Because we were put here to bear fruit. And what is that fruit? That fruit is the work of our purpose, our calling. Because we all were called to do something in this journey. And your fruit should be evident. People say, look, what was that? People should be able to see your fruit without you even saying anything, without you even bringing attention to it. They should see your fruit. And if they can't see your fruit, then that's where you probably need to go back in your process, First find out, am I living on purpose? God, am I in your will? Am I doing what you called me to do? And then if I am, what's not going right about it? What do I need to fine tune? What do I need to strengthen in my foundation so I can bear this fruit? And understand that 2023 is about you actually actualizing a lot of that fruit that you have sowed seeds for. And I have sown seeds for the Life Calling Coach since, oh God, so many years. Wow. I want to say before 2010. 2010 is when I started my first coaching business. Yes, you can today, Christian life coaching, but it started before 2010 because I've been, like I told you, when I did that ministry, that my first preaching, that was over 20 something years ago. So I say at least 20 years. So I've been in this process for at least 20 years, at least. And I'm just now starting to see the fruit. Now, everybody's process is not going to take that long, but you know what process you've been in personally. You know the seeds you've sown. You know that. So you know whether you have a harvest, then you should be looking for it. You have some fruit to bear, you should be looking for it. And it's divine fruit. It's the fruit that comes from your purposeful path with God. The things that you did. The things you thought, oh, this was just a waste of time. No, it wasn't a waste of time. No, it wasn't. I can remember when I started doing support groups. And I did several support groups. So one in particular, I remember, I was doing it at a church, and I was partnering with another organization. And I went there physically every week to set up, get everything in order. And I was there every week, whether anybody showed up or not. And believe me, there was many weeks nobody showed up. And one could say, oh, that was just a big waste of my time. No, it wasn't. Those were the seeds that I was sowing. For now, I had to go through that process. I had to sow those seeds because that was like, in that time too, part of my training. Because God said, no, you have to be faithful. Remember the faith. Faith. You have to be faithful. Because the return may not be right away. But if you throw it out the window just because, oh, well, this one didn't work, so I'm done with this. You're sowing a seed. And even though I think I did eventually get some people coming to the group, but I think one night I had one lady come and it was worth it because she got set free from some stuff. So it's never fruitless to do the process. You got to be faithful to it. That's why I keep doing my courses. You know how many times I've rescheduled Discover Your Life Path? And one could say, oh, just forget about it, right? No. No, I can't forget about it because that's my fruit. That's my purpose. I can't forget about it. You keep going until it's the right time. And if you have been working on something and it's just been stagnant and it feels like it's been dragging, oh, why am I wasting my time with this? I'm encouraging you to pick it back up. Pick it up today and get ready to dust that stuff off of it tomorrow because it's going to be part of your new journey. God said it's not dead. It's not dead. He never killed it off. He never said no. He just said, not now. But today, he's saying, now. And if you miss it this time, then it's not on anybody, but on you. Because it's in the spirit. It's in every message that I've been hearing from other people. The time is now. So I encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident. Now, I know I have a couple people on with me, and anybody have any comments, anything you want to just bring to me, you have a question, I have my African Goddess cards. If you want a reading, I'll do a reading for you to jumpstart your new year for your mind, body, soul, spirit, mind, body, spirit. I also just encourage you to just keep going. You're not alone. You're never alone. And that's one of the reasons why I continue to do this, even if I don't do it very frequently, if I don't do it, as frequently as I like. I do it because I don't want people to think you're alone. You're not alone. If you don't have anybody else, you got the Life Calling Coach. You got me through video as much as I can share. For those of you who are connected to me personally, you got me that way. You can text me. You can call me. You can connect with me through other ways. Read my books. This is the reason why God has expanded how I am doing ministry. Because that's the biggest way to reach people and to be the support that you need so that you can live on purpose too. So I just really encourage you to keep going. Keep going. You can do this. Okay? Don't worry about the past. Find the value in it. You're fine. You're not depressed. You can overcome the sadness. Get that moment in your mind, journal about it, and know what you're going to stand on that moment that's going to bring you joy. Just bring a smile to your face. Like I said, my easy like Sunday morning. Hear that song? I'm there. I'm there. Find your moment. And let that carry you through this year of harvest. Okay? And I just honor all of you for coming and just sharing this moment with me today, because this was really, like I said, it was preempted. It was not planned. It was God said do it. And I tried to do it this morning, but well, he said at the right time, and he said 5:55. Put that number in your journal. Okay? Okay, Nicole, I'll do a reading for you. Put that number in your journal, the 5:55, because that's going to be your number to jumpstart the new year. 555. Transition, freedom, and adventure. Let me cleanse the cards for you, Nicole. I know you're excited, Nicole. I am. I'm excited for you. Okay. Let's see what Nicole has coming forth. Okay, let me put it up here so I don't burn myself. That's out of my way. Pull my fish. Okay. Let me stop. It's your mind. Okay, this reading is for Nicole. And Nicole, what does my spirit need to know? It's your first card. Medusa. What is her number? 23. Medusa. Medusa is the goddess of rage. She comes from Libya. And her temple is shadows. Her element is fire. Fire is creating. Creating. Okay. Medusa is feared as an ugly, vicious monster bitch. That's the way I've always seen her portrayed, okay? With those snakes on her head. If you've seen her in the movies, she has another story, though. The truth, this Libyan Berber dark goddess of wisdom's rage is sacred, epic, and fully justified. Wisdom's rage. I like that. Wisdom's rage. A lot of times you think about rage and you're thinking from anger and it comes from a dark place, right? But wisdom's rage, okay? Do you think wisdom has a rage? It does. Just think about how you go along and you're trying to do the right thing all the time and you know, okay, I'm being as wise as I can. Do you get upset when somebody tells you don't know what you're talking about, and you're like, yeah, I know, okay? Wisdom's rage. So her guidance to you, Nicole, you are pissed off, petrified, angry, and shaken. But underneath that, you are hurt and heartbroken. Feeling undervalued is overwhelming. You can't stay silent anymore. Let your joys, hopes, and beauty rage on. Can't stay silent anymore. Her embodiment to you, take a breath. Take a woosah. Close your eyes. Put both of your hands on your lower abdomen. Right there where cold is. Okay? You and cold do this. Tune into that part of you that feels out of control. Okay? I want you to flood it with loving, healing, golden light. And I want you to think about this as you're doing it. When you close your eyes, you're going to see that light coming towards you. And you're just going to let that light come and bask over you and just flood everything. Okay? Now, put your hands over your heart and do the same. Visualize that light coming into your heart, flooding your heart. You have a right to your full range of emotions, including anger. That's why I noted that wisdom's rage. Because sometimes the anger is justified. You understand? Even if it's justified, it should be vented in a healthy way. But sometimes it's justified. Sacred rage inspires us, what? To run for office? This is what I'm talking about, wisdom's rage. You are angry for something that's right. You understand what I'm saying? You're fighting for something you know is right. And it pisses you off. Okay? I'm feeling it, Nicole. I'm feeling the energy. So sacred rage inspires you, like I said, to run for office, lead protests, and shift policies. But unhealthy rage can devour your very soul. Okay? Get clear on what it is really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings, to see the truth. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. So Goddess's declaration to you is, I have a right to feel my feelings. So whatever it is you're angry about, stand in your right to have that anger. Okay? Because if it's a justified anger, then you need to process it. Shoving it in down is not going to help you process it. You need to feel it. You need to fuel it into something that's going to be purposeful. Okay, so that's what your spirit needs. What does your mind need? What do I know? What do I know? A TT. She's a new one for me. A TT. She's beautiful. Look at the pictures pouring out purpose. I love it. She's beautiful. Her number is 14. 7 twice. I love the colors. A lot of purple. Put purple in your wardrobe for coming up, Nicole. Let's go to 14. What does she have to say? A TT hails from Aroma, Ethiopia. She is the goddess of worthiness. I love it. Her temple is warrior, so she's fighting for it. Spiritual warrior. And her element is bush, which is the earth, grounding. Okay? That's the energy you need to be in. And this is for the mind, the intellect. Great goddess Atiti, queen of the gods, is a fierce protector of women and girls for the Oromo people of Ethiopia. And I can't say that word. I don't know why. So she's a guardian, a protector. That's why her temple is warrior. She's a spiritual warrior. Her guidance to you, stop hiding, thinking and playing small. You are worthy. Stand tall like the majestic sycamore tree and be seen. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. There's some things that you're doubting about yourself, thinking, oh, I don't know about this. You got everything you need. Just because it don't look perfect, perfection in God's eyes is different than perfection in our eyes. You know, there's no perfect being. But when God's in the midst of anything, it's perfect because he fills in that gap. Okay? So her embodiment to you is that you matter. You do. You matter. Worthiness is in your veins. Accept yourself now, today, for who you are, as God created you. Imperfect being, and through and with him you are made perfect. Your birth certificate says that we need your overflowing magic, joy, and vulnerability. And most importantly, Nicole, we need you. You are deserving and worthy. The beautiful parts of you that everyone likes are worth loving. The parts that you and others dislike are worth loving too. Yes. Because you have to love the good and bad in anything and anybody, everybody. Because guess what? We're imperfect beings. Okay? Guess what? Your Creator loves you unconditionally, just as you are. Imperfect as you are. Because through him, you're made perfect. He covers those areas that, he know where we're short. And God is this declaration to you is, I matter. Make that a affirmation. Make it a declaration and treat it like an affirmation. Let me say it that way, because I want you to put it on a post-it note. And I want you to put it on your mirror. Everywhere you need to be reminded, I matter. Because you do. And lastly, what does your body need, Nicole? Your body needs Mamie Wata. These are beautiful cards. Look at Mamie Wata. She is a mermaid. Water. You know, I always love this because when you see water, that's nourishing, nurturing. Water cleanses, purifies. Water comes from the Lord. When you plant yourself by the tree of flowing, what is it, living water, God will always nourish you. Mamie Wata, number 30. Okay, so let me pull this up real quick because I always forget what that temple means. Okay, so Mamie Wata is the goddess of emotional nakedness, and she comes from diaspora. Her temple is griots. Griots are storytellers. This is about your throat chakra. It's about talking, speaking. Element is water. Of course, I told you that's nourishing. Mamie Wata and her sisters live in Ikpoba River in Benin City, Nigeria. But the ancient mermaid goddess is her own global pantheon. Mamie Wata influences emotions and gifts her followers with clairvoyance and healing powers. So she's somebody you can latch on to. It's be good for you, for the body. Her guidance to you, hide no more. The emotional nakedness you avoid is your superpower, not your shame. Wow. That's powerful. Her embodiment to you, being emotionally naked means being vulnerable enough for the real you to shine through. Which all of this kind of ties in together, Nicole. You're getting a reading that's tying in together because it's about you being able, not being afraid to be who you are. Good, bad, or indifferent. This is how I feel, but you're not going to apologize for it because it's who you are. You're going to stand in your worthiness and don't apologize to people for being who God made you to be because you're that way for a reason. Okay? Vulnerability is a strength. It's not a weakness. Some of us think it is a weakness, but it's not. That's because you have to be vulnerable in order to be in submission, to submit. Okay? And submission is not a weak place. It's not. It's just a willingly laying down and submitting to a mission. We submit to God. It doesn't make us weak. It makes us powerful. Because when we submit our will, we pick up His. And then we're working in His power. It's not a weakness. Practice being transparent. Start with the people closest to you. Say to them, I haven't been showing the whole me, but I'm starting today. Have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people pleasing. Speak your truth. Share your story. Cultivate an appreciation for vulnerability in others. And become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. I love that one. Become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable. That means you're doing what you're supposed to do. That means you're not people pleasing. When we people please, we lay down what we stand for in order to please someone else. Okay, that's what happens when you people please. When you are doing what this goddess is telling you to do, you're not people pleasing. You're not. This is how we doing it. This is what I believe. This is what God told me. I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable, but this is what we're doing. And not being unapologetic about it. Because when you know that you're walking in what God said, this is what we're doing. So get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable. Because when you're following purpose and you're doing what God said, that's what's going to be your everyday. And you got to be able to move through it and keep going. And like, I can't deal with it. You got to drop the emotion of it. Keep going. Keep going. So God's declaration to you, I have the courage to be vulnerable. And you do. I have the courage to be vulnerable. Bask in it, walk in it, make it a declaration that you put on with the other one I told you to put, that I matter, and do it. There's so much for you. There's so much waiting for you in 2023. It's going to blow your mind. But you got to be ready. Okay? And that's your reading, Nicole. And I pray that it blessed you. I pray that it is going to bring everything that you need to jumpstart this new year, new life, new season, new journey. And I just want to tell you congratulations and get ready. So many great things are coming your way. And I honor you. I honor all of you who have came and dropped everything and came and spent this time with me. Because I just did this as God told me. And like I said, if it's one person, it's one person. I've done my job. I've done what God has asked me to do, and I do it willingly. And I do it from my heart. And I just honor you and thank you. So if you have any other questions, Nicole, let me know. If anything came up that you want to discuss further, give me a call. Send me a text. But I honor you and I thank you. I thank you for joining. And like I said, get ready. I'm excited. Yes, it's spot on. That's what I want to hear. Nicole. Yes, spot on. That means God, that's confirmation for you then. You can move boldly now. You can just go ahead and do what you got to do. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Great. I'm excited. Okay, so I am going to close out for now because I've been on here for about an hour and I don't mind. I don't mind giving this energy to you because it's all in goodness and all in purpose. I will be back after the new year. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like as far as doing lives and readings yet. God hasn't given me that yet because the course is starting in February. So I'm still in that mode of getting that course. Everything is about the course right now because that's the energy we're in. And if ever we're in a time where it's time to be walking in your calling and your purpose, now is the time. Because this world has changed. I don't know if everybody else knows, this world has changed. And the way we do things have changed. The way we live has changed. You can't make money the way you used to. COVID changed everything for us. You used to be able to go get a job and I would be okay. That's not the case anymore. So it's now time when you got to start to look at other ways to make money, other ways to prosper, other ways to achieve the things that you have to achieve. And they're not going to all come by those traditional ways that you may be used to. So, Happy New Year, Nicole. I just want to encourage you guys to be open for the new year, open to whatever God shows you, and just be ready to receive. Be ready, because this is harvest time. The fine fruit, right here. The fine fruit. That's what we're going after for 2023. So if I don't have anything else from anybody else, I want to say Happy New Year. And I'm sending all this good energy into you for your new year. And I would love to hear more about your harvest, anything you had that came through as a result of this. Drop me a comment on the video or just send me an email. Let me know your progress. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Okay? So again, I encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident. Happy New Year to everyone. Have a blessed one. Be safe and live on purpose. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me. See you in 2023. Okay. Bye-bye.